So word is now out that the sprint prodigy Erryon Knighton of the United States, the name that has generated so much hype over the past couple of seasons, has tested positive for a banned substance, and I'm going to talk about it. But let me just share this article with you from the Jamaica Observer to give you some insight in what is happening with Erryon Knighton right now. US sprint star Erryon Knighton tested positive for a banned steroid earlier this year, but has been cleared to take part in the upcoming US Olympic track and field trials after an arbitrator ruled the substance was ingested through contaminated meat, the United States Anti-Doping Agency USADA said on Wednesday. Knighton, the silver medalist in the 200 meters at the 2023 World Championships and a bronze medalist in the same event at the 2022 Worlds, tested positive for trenbolone during an out-of-competition test in March. After hearings on June 14 and 16 involving Knighton, USADA and other witnesses, an independent arbitrator ruled the case should be treated as a no-fault violation, meaning Knighton will avoid a suspension. We did what the rules require us to do in all positive cases, USADA Chief Executive Travis Tygart said in a statement. We can take comfort that justice was served and transparency as required by the rules was achieved. The USADA statement said the arbitrator overseeing the case found that Knighton's positive sample was more likely than not caused by consuming meat contaminated with trenbolone. The agency described trenbolone as a known livestock growth promoter that is used legally in beef cattle produced in and exported to the United States. Because Knighton's test was taken outside of competition, there are no results to disqualify. The American sprinter was provisionally suspended on April 12, 2024, a suspension which has been lifted effective immediately. Knighton is free to run at the US Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon, which get underway on Friday. So again, this article is from the Jamaica Observer. Now, we have to talk about this situation because it's very serious and it's pretty interesting. Now, when you look at other cases that look like this one and you see that the results are quite different, it leaves a lot of questions in your mind and you wonder if there is a fair playing field where these testings and the penalties are concerned. Let's look back at another young sprinting prodigy who this year they announced that he got 4 years suspension for a very similar situation. What they're saying is that Knighton's positive test is as a result of him consuming meat and more likely probably beef, because they are saying that the banned substance that was found in his system more than likely would have gotten there through him consuming some form of meat with the substance in it. And they went as far as explaining that this substance is common in meat that are exported to the United States and also meats that are grown in the United States itself. But if you look closely at the situation with Issam Asinga, wherein he got banned for 4 years, you'll see a striking similarity. Now, Issam Asinga became the fastest under 20 run when he clocked a blistering 9.89 seconds in the 100 meter in the South American Championships last summer. Now, when Asinga's positive test came back, it was cited that it was as a result of some recovery gummies that he used. Now, the persons who are doing the test tested the recovery gummies for Asinga, and they found the substance in not just in one container but in more than one container, citing that his test came as a result of contaminated recovery gummies. Now, these gummies that Asinga consumed were made by a popular company, Gatorade of course. Here's what Asinga said. Sadly, while I was still a high school senior, PepsiCo gave me a Gatorade gift package which contained Gatorade recovery gummies, displaying the industry approved NSF certified for sports logo. The containers given to me were later tested at a WADA accredited laboratory, which identified that the product given to me was contaminated with GW1516, the same substance I tested positive for in trace amounts. Further, it turned out that the lot number on the containers given to me was not from an NSF certified for sport lot. Sounds like something was definitely at play. What WADA was saying is that 2 bottles testing positive for the banned substance was not enough evidence for them to really clear Asinga's name, and as a result of that they eventually sustained the suspension and also extended it to 4 years. Now I would want to ask a question. Were they able to find the meat that Erryon Knighton consumed to actually confirm that that was the real cause? Those are questions that would like to be answered. And also, why is it that they seem to be rushing the process over this Knighton's thing? He tested positive in April and now is June and he's already cleared just before the Olympic trials. So I want to know, how is it that these athletes are treated so differently? For Issam Asinga, his case went on for almost a year before they came with the announcement that he was going to be banned for 4 years. Now, when it comes on to Jamaica, the rest of the world tends to judge us very harshly for the measures that we put in place to prevent doping. So many people across the world constantly criticize Jamaica, saying that we are not doing enough. And I can almost assure you, if this was a case that took place in Jamaica, there is no way that Erryon Knighton would be walking away with absolutely no suspension. We have seen Chilean Fraser-Pryce getting suspended from the sport because of taking medication for tooth-related issues that contained some prohibited substance, and that substance was not considered to be performance enhancing. It was just that it was on the ban list. Asafa Powell tested positive for something in a supplement that was hidden from the ingredients, and of course he got suspension for it. So people tend to judge Jamaica quite harshly, saying that we don't do enough to prevent doping. But I would definitely like to hear what others think about the situation with Erryon Knighton. He tested positive just in April, and here in June he's already cleared and ready to participate in America's National Olympic Trials. And by extension, he will be participating in the Olympic Games should he make it on the team this year. I want persons to tell me, why is it that Asinga had to be banned for 4 years while Erryon Knighton is given a slap on the wrist? I'm just asking these questions. I don't know, but I am sure that there are others who would like to hear the answers to these questions also. But again, Erryon Knighton tested positive and is cleared and is ready to take on the Olympics come Paris, France. I want you to jump into the comment section and tell me, do you think that this is fair, or you think that something is just flawed about this entire process?